Well, the scene detective played with the autobiographical genre. It pretended to be autobiographical because that's a very powerful way of writing. And people think, oh, this must be the truth. And of course it isn't. There's no, I despise biographies as well. They're hidden novels. But autobiographies are a complicated series of lives. But when H.G. Wells said, who would write novels if they could write autobiography flat out? Nabokov oddly said the same order of things. He says, of course it's not me, but if what I wasn't writing wasn't in some sense true, other than my imagination, it wouldn't come across as true. And some people boast, they say, oh, it's all out of my head, etc., etc. But of course, everything they've experienced and lived through, and some of the closest or most emotional things they've experienced will sooner or later outcrop. But to deliberately choose to use what appears to be the like one is in the same order as choosing to use, say, the musical genre or the detective story genre. Is that genres in themselves are audience expectations of a certain ritual form of behavior about the narrative. Is a very powerful, it's a very potent weapon in the writer's hands. So when I'm alert to what you mean when you say key, but it's just simply not the case. It's choice method.
The village school, the school teacher, the eagle-eyed god almost.
Yes. I didn't really know any such person as that. But just one's feeling about the authority and all. I mean, all teachers were disciplinarians in those days. They wouldn't hesitate to hit, but they were she's more like the witch and the Wizard of Oz. I mean, that woman is. And again, using caricature sometimes is a deliberate. I mean, I deliberately use Cana. I sometimes snigger to myself when a critic says about, this was tending towards caricature or whatever. Start with
Cartoon world, let's say.
In a way, by manipulating very bright colors sometimes, you can release, the same way you use a cheap song, you can suddenly release a real feeling by juxtaposing cheap song with something which is opposite counter to the song. And the combination of the two can produce the other layer. Yeah. So cartoon-ish characters can do. And also you can make people accept the caricature because that's why they are caricatures. They readily do, and then tip that person over into something else. But suddenly that caricature is talking real pain, real feeling, but you've taken people there because they accept the caricature or the cliche. Suddenly you can play with the fact that they've gone along with the caricature or the cliche and release something else.